flipper. He flipped over 100 and I don't know what the number, 150 something in properties, basically in Las Vegas after he left the military.
Yeah.
So he literally came here during the bust here, and man, just made millions, lost millions, making hundreds of thousands now, like you are. I'm the poorest man on this video, but it's okay. But Joel, also, what he's got to his credit in this company is that everyone tried to come to Las Vegas and establish an office and an operation, and no one could do it, but Joel did it. He's considered the Iron Man of the company. First ever such award. I mean, he's the first one to get it named for, after his activities. So anyway, I just want to share with that. What I wanted to accomplish here is to sort of get you oriented, because I know you're like, hey, Tim, this sounds good. Let's do this. Let's get it done. But Joel's going to do what we traditionally call the fast start. So just gives you a little bit more of how we progress, so you can understand what can be done and what should be done going forward, and how you can put that in your schedule. Mr. Molina.
Absolutely.
All yours.
I appreciate that, Tim. Appreciate the intro, man. And I think we can be great. It can be a great partnership, just because it's a very lucrative business on both ends. The whole structure of structuring the trust, living promise. I do work with attorneys here in town. You guys can set up the structure. What we can do, we can fund the structure with annuities. I'm reading this book that I'm just completely, it's a phenomenal book. It's called Money, Wealth, Life Insurance. I was sharing it with Coach Tim, and we're studying how the wealthy use life insurance as a tax-free personal bank to supercharge their savings. So anything that has to do with retirement planning, the right vehicles to be in, the right, there's 3 buckets. There's a tax now bracket, there's a tax later bracket, and there's a tax-free bracket. And that's what the game that we're in. So not only do we do wealth creation, but we also do financial planning, where it comes to retirement planning and all that. That's what we're focused on. So that marriage alone, I think it'll be phenomenal to partner up on that end. My background, for me, what captured me to this industry, I've been in real estate for the past 12 years. And I was servicing, I moved out here after the Marine Corps, 2008. As you know, Brian, 2008, there was a market crash. Mm-hmm. In the Marine Corps, man, I was like, I'm going to sell $1 million homes. I'm going to make it out here and make it happen.
That's when the whole market just crashed. Everybody filed in bankruptcy. Everybody got a record bankruptcy filings from 2008 and 2010. And just real quick, that's 2008.
Yeah.
Tim, was when I first opened my practice after working.
Oh,
wow.
So I had quit my job and started my own practice. I'm like, and everything. So, the first thing I did was immediately taught myself bankruptcy law. So
it was huge. It was huge back then.
Bankruptcy funded me. And so,
yes,
and I'm thinking about taking it back up now because it's another subject. But go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
No. That's phenomenal, because that's how I started. I used to do the short sales. So we used to partner up with a whole bunch of attorneys here in town, DeLuca and Associates. I mean, big names. They used to have so many bankruptcies, so they would allow us to do the short sale processing for them. We made a killing during that time. But
that was a big thing back then, short sales. That was the main thing,
I mean, getting out of the Corps, bro, my whole goal was to retire my mother. That used to drive me, because I know how hard she worked. So getting out of the Marine Corps, I'm like, I'm gonna be rich just to take care of her, buy her house, and all of that, right? Take care of her. She can serve at the church or do whatever she wants to do. But that was my driver. Now, getting out of the Marine Corps, obviously I couldn't sell real estate anymore, so I tweaked my game plan around. I was looking Atlanta, I was looking Arizona, I was looking Las Vegas. It just so happened to be that Las Vegas was #1 in foreclosures. So guess where I was going? Relocated here to Vegas. I love this town. This town has given me so much.
Where'd you relocate from?
From California.
What part?
California. Are you familiar with Baldwin Park, California?
Yeah. Well, I'm from Los Angeles. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles.
Not far from there, like 20
Nah,
minutes.
he said they keep saying Baldwin Park. They want to tell you they was on Crenshaw, bro. They don't want to. They just.
I was on Crenshaw. Baldwin Park is a little. Isn't that east?
Yeah.
Is that by Alhambra and all that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but-
El Monte, you got West Covina, Covina, Pomona, all of that stuff. So, you know, I come from humble beginnings. I grew up with a single mother, so I want to take care of her. Now, getting out of the Marine Corps, bro, obviously I can't sell real estate. So my game plan changed a little bit, and I'm like, I'm gonna go buy real estate then. So I bought up my first deal here in Las Vegas, 27,000. A few months later, we make 60 grand on that deal. Okay, so I'm hooked. I'm like, I'm addicted to it now because I'm telling myself, like, what if I can do this twice a month? You know what I mean? That's a killer money there. So what happens is economy comes back up. I start my own mortgage company. I've been doing that ever since. And exactly 3 years ago, I was introduced to the financial services and insurance industry. I didn't understand it. I'm like, really? If you're not talking to me about real estate, you know, I just don't want to hear it. So a professional basketball player, he was also a model for Nike. You'll meet him eventually. He introduced me to the opportunity, and he said, listen, you can take over the whole, you know, the franchise system for Las Vegas. They don't have an office here. You can take over that. I'm like, well, I need to understand it. Started researching it. Come to find out, man, what we do is truly teach how to break the curse of poverty from our communities. I was sold. You know, I do aspire one day, maybe 10 years down the road, I do aspire to be a senator here in the state of Nevada. I will probably finish my law degree because I'm about a year to going into a boy law school here. I want to be a real estate attorney, bro, just because of short sales, the whole malpractice when it comes to banks doing the robocall and all that stuff. I learned everything about mediations, about, you know, the AB 149 here in the state of Nevada on how to mitigate with the banks and take a client from even, you know, reducing their principal, all of that. I learned it in the game of short sales and loan modification stuff. So our brokers got involved in that with attorneys, and I learned so much through the whole process. Learned bankruptcy as well. How you can strip seconds, how you can do like, you know, reduce the principal from an investment property. Saw a lot of that. So man,
Wow.
but the connection, bro, that I saw within financial services and real estate, and now with you being the third pillar that we need, which is, you know, the whole structure of a trust and all of that, the structure to protect your assets and all of that. Bro, what I saw was this. Okay, we already have the clients. My clients were calling me to refinance their house or to purchase, you know, investment properties or first-time home buyers. So now they don't call me just for that now. Now they call me for retirement planning, which is a roof over building their financial home. They call me for the middle part, which is college funding for their kids, managing their investments correctly, and the whole circle of building their financial home. You fall right in there. And we
learned all of that. You learned all of that by participating in I guess,
PHP.
financial service, getting in this. Or
well, as of 3 years ago, I got involved in insurance, right? Which is what we're doing right now. We're building insurance agencies nationwide. Yeah, I learned all of that, bro. Right now, the game I'm learning is retirement planning. Our people know nothing about that. They know nothing about protecting their assets. They know nothing about how to become, you know, power of zero, becoming a 0% tax bracket when they retire. It's huge. So all the books that I've been reading on the power of zero, tax-free retirement, which is this one, I can probably send you a copy of this book.
I would love that. I already downloaded. I think is this the book you're talking about by Jay Thompson?
Oh, that
Money
Jay
Wealth?
Thompson is this one. Short book, very valuable. Very
Yeah.
valuable.
Okay. I'm about to get that now. I already looked it up.
They're already on it. I love it.
So yeah, man, but I'm excited. I'm excited to partner up because now we can serve our communities in the best way possible. But we don't want to serve just the wealthy. Though we are going to take a lot of those clients, I want to service everybody. I want to service everybody because the name of the company is People Helping People. And what I liked is the franchise system. I had built a mortgage company from scratch. Let me tell you, it's not fun when you had to pay all these attorney fees to get all that set up and all crazy stuff, right? But the system is already it's already there for us, just for us to follow it. It's a very simple system. It's look at it as a franchise system where you walk into any of our offices, they're all running the same operation. We can scale this nationwide. The minute you get licensed, because I do recommend that you get licensed within the state where you're residing. And right now I'm licensed in 10 different states. But all I did was pass my exam here in Nevada, and then you just get your non-producer license in every other state. So it's very, very lucrative if we position ourselves to continue to do your practice and whatever you're doing, but bring another stream of income of maybe.
So you'll probably do DC, Maryland, and Virginia after you finish your Georgia one. You just pay a fee, and you'll probably do that in California because you wanna. California's like 188, but I did California too. I just did Georgia. Actually, I just did Georgia.
And Alabama's just an hour away from me.
Yep. So you want to see where your marketing, your network is.
Alabama, all of that.
Gotcha.
I was just researching that, putting a billboard there and getting waved in there too. I see the potential. I think it's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
what was the name of that second book you were holding up just now?
The tax-free retirement.
yeah.
Tax-free retirement.
It's some sick stuff in there, man. It's like one guy I was done to, he's doing he operates his whole thing off of $2 million worth of loans off his insurance policy, which he pays no taxes on. And he uses his own income to pay for his insurance policies. And so by leveraging that money, and then the insurance policies have a return on money, that's higher to pay the interest rates for the loan. So it's just a big cycle. And he's like, and my family has several $1 million of insurance coverage if I pass away. So there's all these structures, buy-sell agreements. There's a lot of our small business owners, especially there in Atlanta, they need to do buy-sell agreements in case one of their partners pass away. They don't want to be in business with their wife. They don't want to be in business with their husband, or in Atlanta, I must say, with their partner. So if that's the case, we need to be counseling them to have buy-sell agreements, and they fund it with a life insurance policy. So $10 million company.
I'm ready. Yes. I want to read these books. I want to read these books. This is that depth, man, that content that I need, bro. Like seriously, very interesting. Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear. We can hear you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Brian, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Tim kind of going in and out.
I think I got frozen. Yeah, my network's been doing. Sorry, okay. So I turned off my.
So I'm gonna try to see if I can. If you do Audible, I can send you one of the books that I'm reading on Audible. The rest, like The Retirement Miracle, that's also a great book. I can email that to you. So
I appreciate that. I just purchased the other two. They'll be here on Monday with the 5th and the 7th. So I already got it done.
Love it.
And what was the last one you said? Retirement. What was that?
Retirement Miracle.
The Power Zero, right? The other one.
Yeah.
Who wrote the part? Well, I'm sure that's the only name. Retirement Miracle.
Yeah, The Retirement Miracle was written by I believe it's Patrick Kelly. And then ultimately, what we want to teach people, and I think you're going to be a big pillar for this whole thing, is how to become your own banker. How to become your own banker, which is also a book. I'm about to finish reading it. Once I'm done reading it, I'll shoot that over to you as well.
Okay.
But it's called Become Your Own Banker. And all it is knowing how to play, with the life insurance policies that allow you to borrow against them. So that's going to be huge. But I'm excited to share this information with you here. Before I get started, I do want to get to know a little bit more about you, as far as like the time you've been in business, and kind of hear from you, like what your practice, what kind of law you're practicing and all that. I'm taking notes, so I'm just going to write it down real quick.
Sure. I'm from Los Angeles, born and raised, Crenshaw District, went to Dorsey High School,
Okay.
Went to Howard University in Washington, D.C. How you doing? Hold on one second.
Sure.
I was telling you about the insurance thing? I'm on the class now. I'll tell you more about it. Okay. I got 3 degrees. So I got a bachelor's degree, I got a master's in public administration, and I got a law degree. I was in politics for about 8 years before I went to law school. Okay. I worked for politicians in LA and DC. One of the commissioners at the Federal Communications Commission. I worked with him. I worked for the mayor of DC. So I went to law school. did a 4-year program, finished in 3 years, 3.5 years, in LA, Southwestern Law School.
Okay, Southwestern.
Yep. And I worked in mergers and acquisitions. I worked for a firm that we represented companies that bought and sold shopping centers and malls. So we did the legal and financial due diligence. So I was one of the main attorneys doing just the auditing of the leases, really. Rockefeller Plaza, Chrysler Building.
Wow.
Some of those.
Those are iconic. Those are iconic.
Had to go out there. But you know, those leases was crazy because my job basically is finding discrepancies in the lease from basically what the landlord or the sellers representing that because you got the value of the building, then you got the value of the leases, right?
Right.
And so you had companies been there since like 1940. So you can think about the lease amendments that, you know, so you talk about.
Oh my God, that long.
It was like, you know, tracking, you know. So I did that. I quit my job, and it's funny, you and I have a similar story, Joe. I quit my job in 2007 because I unlike the insurance, you have to take the bar in Georgia.
Right.
I quit my job to study for the bar here. I moved to Atlanta. I'm going too fast. I finished law school in December '99, passed the California bar, my first attempt, 2000.
Hard test.
Yeah, that's when it was 3 days. My father had prostate cancer. He lives in Atlanta. So I moved out here, I thought it was a summer in 2001. So I was only a lawyer for a year, moved out of California, so I couldn't practice once I came to Georgia. I ended up never leaving.
Wow.
I ended up having a child. Then I ended up marrying my baby mama. And we've been married for 16 years. And that's when I started working the real estate thing. But I quit that job in 2007. Took the Georgia bar 2008. Passed that. So I've been having my own practice here in Georgia on my own as an entrepreneur with, you know, starting out doing door law, whatever came through the door.
Yeah.
In 2008. So right when the real estate thing hit, right? Yeah, and so, because just like you, I thought from my M&A background, knowing leases and commercial leases and doing all those audits for 5 years, I was with that. I thought I was going to be a commercial real estate attorney representing either landlords or retail or office tenants, so I can get that commission. I ended up getting my license, so I did that, and then, the real estate thing crashed. So I've been practicing law since 2008. I do have an office in Los Angeles as well on Worcester Boulevard. It's a virtual office. I had 2 staffers there up until the end of last year because this wasn't producing. They didn't justify the overheads, but I still have cases there. I have partners out there. We work. I have an office here. I have about 8 staff members working for me.
Okay.
I've done a lot, as I just explained, but I realized from 2008 up until about 2011, I realized that the people making a lot of money was people in personal injury. So I have a very, thriving personal injury practice where,
Don't they need to put that money in annuities?
It depends. If they're minor, they do. But and it's a big settlement.
I know.
But that was the first time that I ever learned what annuity was, and I still don't know what annuity.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna love it.
Because I had to figure that out because we had to have a client, the judge, because when there's a minor and it's anything over $15,000, a probate judge has to approve it.
Yeah.
So they required it. So I just been practicing law, do a lot, like 97% of my practice is personal injury. Everybody who's a lawyer know how to do wills and trusts. I mean, when I first started, I was doing wills. Not everybody know how to do trusts. I started doing wills just to get going. But when the COVID thing hit, I started advertising that more, and that's how you saw that, Tim. And I can't see your picture though, Tim.
Hold on.
You have like the I don't know, is that your
Oh, it's because his screen is up. You have to move the gallery view if you want to see.
I can see you. So I mean, that's what I'm doing. So I do a lot of criminal defense, a lot of felony, serious felony. Not a lot, but I enjoy that. I love the drug cases. They pay cash.
Okay.
So client paid me $25,000 to do a bond hearing. So, and it was all cash. Oh, I shouldn't be saying that. The IRS. Now.
But I hear you. I hear you.
But that's what I'm doing. I'm a hustler.
hustler.
I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler
Okay.
that's highly educated with degrees. I never really wanted to be a lawyer. Only reason I'm doing it now because it was a way I could become an entrepreneur.
Right.
In 2007, when I was 39, because I'm 52 now. I just didn't want to work for nobody anymore. And the only thing that I could do that I can lean on, I was like, God damn law degree. So I took the bar in 2008 because I wasn't practicing.
That's what I was thinking too, just to have the degree, just to build, businesses and protect myself.
Yeah, it gives you credibility, but I didn't know, what I wanted to do. I'm not the one that knew, hey, I want to be a doctor when I grow up. But I want to do this when I grew up.
You're just an entrepreneur at heart, you know what I mean?
I just watched Wall Street about 250 times. I wanted to be Gordon Gekko. So, but now that I'm older, and like you said, the retirement, you're preaching, you're speaking to me as well as a consumer.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I understand the urgency of it all. So, that's in a nutshell. That's pretty much what's going on.
Right on. So I think we're gonna get along just right. And I love building like what I call a financial power team, where you build, you got like Tim is very good with solar. So anybody in our network that needs solar, we shoot them that way. But I love building this financial power team where we have attorneys, we have CPAs, we have realtors, investors, all of us, we take care of each other when we refer business back and forth. So all the practices can grow at once. But if we do this the right way, Brian, I can tell you this, this system is a beautiful system. You can expand nationwide and you would not have any overhead on the new offices that you build if we do it the right way. So PHP agency stands for People Helping People. Started out of California with 66 agents. Now we're licensed in 49 states, except for Montana. And we're also in Puerto Rico. We personally have an office out there. So there's things that we can also do out there in the future. But this quick class that I'm gonna do for us, I'm gonna record it real quick so we can go back to it and we can learn from it. But the support system that you have, the franchise system that we carry here, the schedule on trainings and how you're gonna learn how to put together an IUL, an annuity, learn a little bit, the basics on that, and how to scale this agency nationwide. So moving right along here, this is your onboard class, and our first mission is we call it Saving America by bringing back free enterprise and hope to American families. Very simple. You already have an entrepreneur mindset. This nation was founded on free enterprise, and that's where you have the top CEOs in America. They're all immigrants. They all come from other countries simply because they don't have free enterprise out there. So when I say free enterprise, what comes to mind for you when I say free enterprise? What is free enterprise to you?
Being an entrepreneur, having the opportunity to do whatever it is you want to do.
Absolutely.
Without ever looking that word up, I hope I was right. But
no, you're right. It's no cap, man. You can make as much as you want. It's having that, that mindset that there's no cap. I don't have a job. I don't work for anybody. I can make as much as I want. It's a free country, free enterprise, right? Free enterprise system. So we believe that all great things happen in the world because of people helping other people. From there, we are committed to helping people achieve the American dream. This is more than just a business. It's a crusade. It's a cause and a movement. So we do plan on getting people in very high ranking positions within, because we're taking over nationwide. So we're putting senators in the right place. We're putting people in the right places so our kids can benefit. And that's what we mean by creating legacies, by creating our kids and the next generations, how to create wealth for them, basically. So it goes way, way, way than just creating a business. We're creating legacies here. This is my fiance, and what we want to do for you is just give you a quick flyer. So I would need a picture of you real quick, just so I can welcome you aboard the team, let them know what kind of business you practice, so we can refer you clients back and forth. And I will put in George, where you're from, so we can we can send you referrals if we have them, and we can encourage our nationwide offices to send you referrals if anybody needs a trust or whatever it is you're practicing. So I will need a picture from you, Coach Tim, if you can help me gather that up so we can get a flyer going. We always connect business to the reason why you're doing it, just so there could be a purpose behind it. And I mean, you probably don't even need a purpose because you're driven, you know, you're an entrepreneur at heart. You want to make money. You want to make money moves. But it's always good to have an emotional, a selfish, and a stability goal. So what we teach our guys, we hire people that come from other professions, realtors, loan officers, all of that. And, you know, young guys too, that are just getting out of college. I know I have a 19-year-old that's, you know, doing great things with us, but I always connect them to their emotional why, the reason why they're doing it. And for me, I've seen that when you connect this to the ultimate goal, which is financial freedom, man, it gets them going. Emotional can be retiring your parents. Selfish can be like, I want to have a Range Rover by December. Your stability goal is how much money do you want to have in your bank account, liquid, available to access at any given time, so it can give you peace, financial peace, which is it 100,000? Is it 200,000? Whatever that is, we encourage you to just have it in front of you. We encourage people to do this, which is your vision board. I don't know if you guys do this or when was the last time you did this, but let me tell you that it works. When you have it in front of you, it's like, I know exactly what target I'm about to hit. I know what I need to do to drive to that. So for me, I have a few pictures here. I have my my Rolls Royce there, as you can see.
Oh, I thought that was my car you had.
Hey,
like the one I want.
Hey, my old partner up in Virginia had two of them.
That looks like the one I want right there.
Same color, or yeah, that's
they were black, and he'd have his assistant. He'd have her dressed in like with like tight black pants, but like the chauffeur's hat and everything. When he'd come out and she'd open the door, he flipped houses though. That's what he did, and had a mortgage company.
So, I mean, we want to stack money in our IULs and the products to be able to invest in. And that's what we're doing right now. We're stacking money away so we can invest after this whole pandemic. But as you can see there, we're trying to be a senior vice president team, meaning that we're going to control a whole region. This is my coach, as you can see there, him and his wife. His wife's name is Spring Eatman, Curtis Eatman IV. This is the guy that taught me everything that I know within this industry. And I respect him a lot. Me and Coach, we have a very good relationship with him. Of course, I want to get engaged this year, so that's up there. This is my fiance. We're trying to get to Paris, France. Proud as my son. I was going to take him there after he graduates. Doing very good. When he was little, he used to tell me, I want to be an attorney. I have videos of him telling me that. Now he wants to do computer science and stuff like that. So he's getting scholarships for all that, but I want to bring him there with my fiance. We're getting a high-rise condo here in Vegas at the Cosmopolitan. So that's in front of me, right? That's in front of me. Income-wise and cash flow, I want to make $250,000. Just from my office. The overrides is going to be extra, and we're trying to cash flow $1 million. So that's there. That's just there. It's in front of me, and I know exactly what we're fighting for. Now, here's the system flow. The system flow, I believe, is very, very important because you being there or not being there, I want the office to run itself. And that's when you have true freedom, where you cannot be there and you can be running multiple offices running the same system. So the system flow is, just look at it as, you walk into any Starbucks, they're running the same system. Walk into any McDonald's, they're running the same system. Well, we do it the same way. And the whole process here is for us to do everything right from the beginning, so we can get you in a process, in a system where you can go on vacation and the system is still running that office. So ultimately, within 6 to 12 months, maybe sooner, I believe we can break a record here. We want to get you to be an agency owner, basically have your own office and operate your own office. But of course, everything starts from the bottom. I started from the bottom. This reminds me similar to like boot camp. I was in the Marine Corps, right? Every general goes to boot camp, right? Everybody starts at the same place. And that's the respect that everybody has that gets to this position. It's an elite position We call it an MD. It stands for marketing director. That's when you basically own your own agency. But as a new associate, we're trying to get you to graduate from Fast Start School. Consider today your first day in the game, right? What we want to do is make sure that this month you graduate from Fast Start School, where you're going to learn from Dr. Cooper, the founder of our organization. He was the first African-American principal to run in LA.
The youngest, yeah, youngest.
The youngest to be a principal within LA County Unified
School District, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you'll meet him. You'll get to meet,
So this was founded by Dr. Cooper?
No, Dr. Cooper is one of the larger like organizations within the whole company. It was founded by Patrick McDavid.
Okay.
But that's what I'm telling you. Under our strand, actually, just give them a little pride to the culture.
Oh
it's
yeah,
black that runs ours. All the other ones are what? Latino?
Mexican, Puerto Rican, and Cuban.
Yep.
Then we have John Mason, which is white, and then we have Matt Zapala,
One Italian, right?
Yeah. So it's so diverse. Oh my goodness. That's what we're the future, bro, because we are very diverse. So we can tap into all the cultures, every single community, versus the industry was, the average agent was a 60 or a 54 white, male. We've transformed that. So we call it a revolution. We're revolutionizing an old industry. We're taking over. Now we're considered the #1 FMO in America. What's an FMO? It's a financial marketing organization. Financial marketing organization. We are the largest and the fastest growing according to Forbes. And it's because our system. Now the system entails let's call it 5 different things we got to do. Meeting your spouse, why we have this is because you guys got to be on the same accord. If she's pulling one way, and then, it happens where people don't have an entrepreneur mindset. You already have that, so it's not a big deal. We just want to know who your support system is. So when things are not going the right way, she's not pulling you away, but she's inspiring you. She's motivating you to let's keep going. Let's keep building this thing. Business plan, we'll talk a little bit about that. Top 25, it's a system that we utilize because everybody that comes in the business has a different niche. For me, I used to connect with real estate investors, loan officers, and realtors. That was my niche. For you, you're probably going to connect with other attorneys that want to refer you business and people that you see that, there's potential of them becoming branch managers. So we'll put that together. It's a top 25 that both me and Tim will help you put together. We're not going to call anybody until we identify, what their identity is, to see if we're either going to hire them to run a sales team, or we're going to hire them to get either become staff or salespeople for the organization. We'll teach you about the corporate overviews that we do, teach you how to fill out a financial analysis. And I think you're going to love this because it's part of getting you business as well. As you fill out a financial analysis, you're going to identify when people want to retire, how much money they want to retire, and to see if they have a living trust in place or not. And that's where you come in. So the financial needs analysis, I'll show you exactly how that works. And then the live class, that's something that you're going to deal with Coach Tim. We call him Coach Tim because he's our licensing coordinator, and he gets everybody licensed and appointed to the carriers right away. So this is huge. We have a convention coming up. We do it once a year. Last year, I met Kobe Bryant. and a former president of the U.S. First time in history that we're able to pull within this industry of financial service, we're able to pull a former president, to come and speak to us. So that was huge. That was history in the making. We have the best interview done for Kobe Bryant. He had a blast being here with us, and he is also an investor and an endorser to the company. Rest in peace, rest his soul. But Kobe Bryant, big deal. So the big event, we call it a big event, it's a convention. We want to get you registered for that before the tickets go up in price. Most likely, we're going to do it virtually. Most likely, we're going to have, I don't know, probably Jay-Z and Beyonce or someone at that caliber. Maybe, I don't know who, because at this time.
Yeah, he goes big. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson or somebody. Yeah.
We can go big. But let's focus on that just this week. Everything else will happen automatically as we build a business. We're doing everything virtually. So we're using Zoom, just what you're on right now. And typically our system runs this way. Mondays, we set up the whole entire week. Mondays, we set up the appointments for the whole entire week. Mondays, we do what we call a team call, which is recognition, who's doing what within the organization. Wednesdays, we do training for agents, and we also do a corporate overview for, you know, multiple guests that we're inviting, like previous clients, people that want to learn more about the product, or people that want to get involved some way, somehow within the becoming an agent. We do a quick business overview, lasts about 30 minutes, and it's a quick overview of who we are, what we do. And then Saturdays, we treat it more like a boot camp. So Wednesdays and Saturdays, you kind of pick and choose what times you're able to be with us to get trained.
Is this Pacific Standard Time or what's
Pacific Standard Time. This is Pacific Standard Time, so it'll change a little bit from you. But if you want to take maybe a picture of this, just so you have it, maybe snap a
Are
picture.
you recording this?
I am. I can send you the recording as well.
Yeah, I do want to take a picture, but I would love to get the recording too. Can you go back one more? Yeah,
Yeah. Get that picture. You got that in place. And now this is just a certificate to get you into Fast Start School, which is happening this month. I'll get an exact date for you, but we're going to get you to this class. This is a one-page business plan. I don't know if you follow Patrick Bet-David or if you've ever seen any of his content, but he has the #1 channel on YouTube. This is our CEO. This is the founder of the company, and he doesn't consider us, you know, employees or anything like that. We're partners. We're founders alongside with him, and we run our own territories within our cities. So you might want to check him out. Follow Valuetainment on YouTube. He has phenomenal interviews with the top people.
Top thought leaders.
Yeah,
Big time. He's got the #1 entrepreneurs channel actually on YouTube.
His name is Patrick David.
Bet David, B-E-T, then David.
Yep. And he's leading the whole company right now. He's the one that's making things happen with the carriers. You know, we only represent top carriers in the nation. He's opening up the doors to Canada. I think we're going into India. We're going into Mexico. So big things. We're taking this to a public company, which if you get involved right now and build, you know, a decent office, decent company within PHP, man, when we go international, it turns into $1 billion company. Right now, we're worth maybe, I would say 700 million, 800 million. But the minute we go international, this thing goes crazy.
Is this a public company, Tim?
Not yet.
Private. They want to take it public. It's private right now. They want to take it public. Joel came in at the right time because they had, I think for 2 years running, was it 2 or 3 years running?
3 years running.
3 years running, if you hit certain numbers in production, you actually got options in the company. So he's actually an owner of the company, Joel is. So when it goes public, he'll be set pretty nice for the activities he did. We just missed the window. They may do it again. We don't know. Probably will at some point in time.
Yeah. But right now, I mean, you can still be an owner of your own book and your own book of business.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. You get to own your own book. There are other organizations that, like, let's just say you decided to leave or you wanted to cash out. You really can't because they own everything, the corporate. With this one, this is your own book. You can sell your code to, you know, other people who are interested. They want to take over your business.
Okay.
Oh yeah, sick. So let's keep moving here.
Yeah.
You already have our licensing coordinator here.
Yeah.
I always have people take a picture of that, but you guys are already connected. Technology. We're built on Silicon Valley technology for today's market and generation. So as you can see, everything, it's at your fingertips. We're going to give you access to the back office where you're running your own operation. Everything, you can do it virtually. You know, after this pandemic, everybody has their own office and their own territories, but through our back office and technology, we're able to connect, and it's all integrated. We're able to connect with the top insurance carriers in America through one system. We submit our business to one system. We have our cash flow. We know where all of our clients are at any given time from anywhere in the world through this technology. We're going to send you a blueprint. The blueprint is basically, of how we run every office.
I think I have that already. Tim, you sent that to me. I was looking at it earlier.
The blueprint,
So,
it's a proven system, man. So the blueprint, we'll email it to you if you don't already have it. So moving right along. This right here is your back office. If you've not logged in, you and Tim can spend some time going and surfing through it because it has everything. Every single piece of document that you need, it's on your back office. Every contract that you want to look over, it's on your back office. You can explore more of that, and I'm sure Tim will spend more time with you on that.
Sure.
This is how we stay connected. Communication. So we download a band. It's a communications platform, and I'll add you. If you provide me with your phone number, I'm gonna send you an invitation so I can add you to the band, so you can stay connected with what the organization goals are and what we got going on.
you want to get that now or later?
Yeah. What's your phone number?
404
Okay.
512
Okay.
9105.
9105. All right, perfect. So I'm going to send you an invitation to that. And this is basically how promotions work. We will spend more time going over it, but for us is getting you licensed and getting you promoted to a higher contract level. We know that, through your connections, there's going to be no problem in production. So we'll identify, your promotion, but typically everything is ran by how fast you're growing your office. So if you have staff of 8 people, if you want them in some way involved, we can get them, to run with you or run the office with you. But this is something that we can discuss at a later time. Production is number one. So 25,000 in production will get you to a director. Typically, that is where you want to be at, because that's a higher contract level. And ultimately, once you become a marketing director, we can get that done in 90 days. We'll help you through that, through the whole system flow, through running field training appointments, and exposing people to the information, the products, and strategies that we have here. So ultimately, in order for you to become a marketing director and own your own agency, you're supposed to produce 15 licensed agents within your office, within your organization, 100,000 in production, 50 families help, and at least 50 agents that are going to run with you to expand. The 50 agents can be in any city in America, any state, except for Montana, unless you want to build out Montana. We could, but there's really nothing there. But I mean, we'll talk more about promotions and all this. As we come to an end here, marketing your business, we're set up to go international, but right now we need to control the US. And our goal is to hold 50% share of the whole entire marketplace. So there's 2 videos that we're going to share with you. These videos can be shared with anybody that you think and you see potential. Maybe a CPA that wants to get involved. You can send them the video of how to create wealth so he can overview. It's basically a corporate overview on why you want to be involved in this industry. From right now until 2029, they're saying that whoever's involved within this industry is going to be able to experience a phenomena of all the wealth transfer that's happening right now. All the baby boomers are retiring right now. So there's a wealth transfer going on. So if you're involved in this industry, you will make a killing and you will set up your life or your kids' lives, your legacy for life. So,
Hey, Joel.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt you. I know you're going through this, but we didn't get a chance to because we're vibing. But I would love if he just has a few minutes, if we can just do the crusade in 4 homes of money.
Oh, we can do it, but I would like to share a video with him, bro, because it'll take me like 15 minutes. But let's get done with this class, and I want to get on another Zoom with him because I want to prepare him for a quick presentation where I guarantee that if you learn this presentation, every single person you meet with is going to be interested in retirement planning, and they're going to want to protect their
Okay, go ahead. I know. All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna get him prepared really, really well. He's gonna do really good. This is Spring Eatman when we do live webinars of her introducing, the whole corporate overview. She's the one that does it for us every Wednesday and Saturday. So it's leverage. You don't want to do all the work yourself. You just put them in front of her. She makes it happen for you, and they're gonna be dying to partner up with you once they hear her speak. 'Cause she's a fireball. 2 key videos, we talked about that. I'll send them over to you so you can watch them and then send them over. We're very strict on running a scalable business, which is through doing everything the same way. So in order to coach someone, you need to show them the basics. And we teach people a script. This is the script that we teach. So we'll role play it real quick. Let's say Tim Webb is my uncle. I just got involved. I just graduated college, right? And I'm fired up to make some money, make some moves. And I'm hired to the agency or to the brokerage. And Tim is my guy. And let's say that you're my trainer, Brian. So the script that we teach our guys is this one. I will say, "Hi, Uncle Tim. How you doing?"
Doing well.
"Well, I miss you, and I'll pray that you're staying safe. And I was wondering if you can help me out. My company is hosting a webinar tonight at 6 p.m. to discuss how to create recession-proof income solutions given the current state of the economy. I know it's late, Uncle, but are you able to listen in for about 20 to 30 minutes?"
Sure, for you, definitely.
Thank you so much, Uncle. So this live webinar is gonna kind of teach and learn more about what I offer in the future. If you hear about anyone or anyone mentions that they need help with retirement planning or anything that what we're doing right now, you might be able to refer them to me. Fair enough?
Yep, that's fine.
Great. Well, I will send you the link that will tell you the details. Thank you so much for your help, Uncle. Boom, that's an exposure. So now they listen, they know what we're doing here. So in their mind is like, okay, so I'm gonna help out my nephew, and he's building a brokerage for himself. I'll send him some referrals, but now he knows and he's identified the products and services that we have here to bless our community. This is another script. Not gonna get into it because we're gonna learn along the way on the field training appointments that we do. But everything that we do here, at one point or another, you're going to get referrals, you're going to get business partners, or you're going to get a client out of the training appointments. It always happens that way. We'll learn more about that. This is the last slide. So this is the next step. This is the next step right here. Number 1, we're going to complete week 1 of the system flow. If you haven't already done so, I will be your trainer. And in this game, we all have mentors. I'm also going to leverage up, and I'm going to introduce you to my coach, my mentor. Last month, he made about $75,000 in cash flow. So it's definitely someone you want to learn from, Curtis Eatman. I'm going to email you the packet, which we call it the Fast Start packet. I'm sure you have it, Coach Tim, so we can get it over to him.
Okay.
We're going to try to get you licensed within 14 days because any day that goes by that you're not licensed, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. All right. So we're going to definitely try to get you licensed. We're going to set a date 14 days from today. We got to get you licensed before then. We're going to complete 3 field training Zoom presentations in your first 2 to 3 days in business. Studs, we always say the studs will complete 10 in 1 week. I think we can run 20, and that's actually the standard. Once we identify your type of market, I'll show you how easy it is to make $100,000 a month here once you get an office rolling. Complete 3 guests to a live webinar. That's going to be very simple. Your first 2 to 3 days. Our first webinar is tomorrow at 10. So we'll talk about, not tomorrow, Saturday at 10. Today is Thursday, correct?
Yeah.
It's Thursday. So yeah, your first 2 to 3 days in business, Studs will complete 10 guests in a week. Send video link. I will send you that. Before you send it out, I want you to review it. I want you to check it out so you can have an idea of what people will be listening to, will be watching. And then our RSVP for onboard checkup via Calendly. this is this class. You're already taking care of number 6. This is this class. Everybody, every agent, no matter what industry they come from, they get this class done because we're running a system of everything, and everyone that comes on board gets the same kind of orientation. Number 7, PHP Education app. We're going to show you how to access the field training videos on the back office. When you want to learn a game, and I look at this as a sport, you know, you want to be a starter. You're the rookie coming in here, and you want to make a name for yourself. So in order for that to happen, you know, the faster you move, we always say this: if you're coachable, if you're aligned, and if you move with speed and urgency, you're going to crack every single record that you need to hit. You're going to break records. You're going to come in here and make a name for yourself. And I think that for you, it'll be an easy game because not only can you prove a point that, you know, you can run a system and eventually you won't have to do it all. You're going to have people and hire people to do it for you, but you're having the moral authority to learn it all yourself. And that's the way I saw it. For me, moral authority is huge. You cannot ask from someone to do something that you're not willing to do or you've never done before. The next philosophy is basically, you know, I call it extreme ownership, but it's basically the Mamba mentality. Kobe Bryant, I'm a big fan of Kobe Bryant. Man, it's like accountability. When you point a finger, you have 3 pointing at you. It's like you're taking responsibility for your actions, and you're taking, you know, you're holding yourself accountable to any mistakes, and you can't be mad at people. But if everybody took extreme ownership, imagine what kind of killers we can create, what kind of you know, agents we can bring up. And for me, I want to compete at a high level. I want to make sure that if there's a record out there that the company has, that the record is broken from one of our agents. So the philosophy there is, if you win, we all win. If one of our team members wins, we all win. And the Mamba mentality is that recreation of yourself. You become the best version of you and who you need to be. So it's an infinite mission. And with that, I'm gonna finalize the training. I'm gonna stop the recording right now, and then I'll take on any questions, and then we'll get to work. We'll get to doing what we got to do.